the most sought-after man. Chapter 6. Thank you for your life-saving grace from 10 years ago. And just when the two young ruffians were bringing along a dark and dense mass of cars, driving fast toward the Golden Age Clubhouse in mighty formation, Lin Guangyao was enjoying the flattery and compliments from all the old classmates in the private lounge. These people were looking at Lin Guangyao as if they were watching their idol, a gaze that revealed deep respect. Ha ha! Our class monitor is such a capable man. He is even acquainted with Young Master Xu ZiHeng. Yeah, it looks like our class monitor is going to be promoted from his position in Tianlong Group again. Congratulations. Congratulations. Class monitor, please help in recommending us to Young Master Xu ZiHeng. We have long admired him. Many old classmates were flattering Lin Guangyao continuously. All these speeches were filling up Lin Guangyao's vanity to a point of explosion. Ha ha, no problem. After Lin Guangyao had finished talking, he turned to Lin Fan and Bai Yi to say, all visitors should be treated as guests. Lin Fan and Bai Yi, come, take a seat. At that moment, he led both Lin Fan and Bai Yi to their seats. Just as they sat down, Lin Guangyao shot a signaling glance at the person next to him. That person immediately understood it and jeered rowdily with a relishing smile on his face. Lin Fan, don't you think class monitor Guangyao had helped you a great deal? You should pay for today's meal. Yes, Lin Fan, you must pay for today's meal. Our class monitor had just saved your life. One after one, the old classmates around them sounded their agreement. The gazes from these people were full of taunt and ridicule. They were all acting like they were watching a good show. These words had stiffened the smile on Bai Yi Pretty's face. She knew, however, that the expenditure here was around 10,000 per person, and there were more than a dozen people present. After this meal, all of it might cost more than hundreds of thousands. When she headed here, she only brought a bank card that contained some pocket money. The card only had tens of thousands in it. It could not possibly be enough to pay for this. At that moment, Bai Yi anxiously gave Lin Fan a meaningful glance, urging him to refuse. However, Lin Fan acted like he did not see it. There seemed to be a faint smile on the corner of his mouth as he nodded lightly. No problem. I'll pay for tonight. At the moment he became the new chairman of the global group. All of his cards had been unfrozen. This was just a small meal. With his current wealth, even buying an entire country would be a breeze. Not to mention that the Golden Age Clubhouse was one of his property, to begin with. Boom. However, at this moment, Lin Fan's words made Bai Yi feel lightheaded, whereas everyone around him instantly erupted with high spirits. Did he just agree? And done in point blank too. Even when Qian and Lin Guangyao were stunned. After all, the meal would cost more than hundreds of thousands. Even they could not afford it. Everyone always split their bills at all the gatherings. And Lin Fan. Great. When Qian was afraid that Lin Fan would go back on his words. So she immediately shouted sarcastically, before handing over the menu. Lin Fan, the rural tycoon. Come on. Since you are the host today, you should order. Not just when Qian, but Lin Guangyao and the others next to him also looked at Lin Fan like they were watching an entertaining show. They wanted to know if this fellow would pass out in shock once he saw the prices on the menu. At that moment, a deep bitterness appeared in the corner of Bai Yi's mouth. She did not expect that Lin Fan would be so reckless and actually agreed to it. However, it was pointless to say anything now. Lin Fan had agreed, so it must be done. Presently, Bai Yi was contemplating how she could find someone to send over the money. And Lin Fan, who was sitting beside her, did not seem to notice Bai Yi's concerns at all. He grabbed the menu, took a rough glance, and pointed at a few of the dishes on the menu, then said, this, and this. Ha! When Qian and Lin Guangyao froze for a second. Their brows knitted together instantly as they noticed that all the dishes Lin Fan had ordered were actually side dishes. The type that had the cheapest price. I say, Lin Fan the rural tycoon. Why do you only order the cheapest dishes? If you don't have the money to pay, then stop pretending that you do. When Qian spoke relentlessly, her gaze on Lin Fan was filled with deep disgust. Upon hearing this, the expressions on the rest of the people had also darkened with displeasure. Lin Fan, did you order the cheapest side dishes because you were looking down on us? That's right. The class monitor just saved your life. Do you plan to recompense him like this? So stingy? Bai Yi, you should not be with this kind of man. Such a cheapskate. What a pretentious bastard acting all rich. Seriously? Hearing one after another sarcastic speech was like getting slapped in the face over and over again, causing Bai Yi's pretty face to turn into bright red. At this moment, she strongly wished that she could hide in a deep dark hole. However, just as she was about to persuade Lin Fan, she saw that Lin Fan folded the menu together, threw it on the table, then said to the waiter, "Except for those side dishes that I just pointed, give us a set of everything else on the menu." What? A set of everything? Fu F ***K. At this moment, everyone could hardly believe their ears. One had to know that the raw ingredients of every dish in the Golden Age Clubhouse were shipped by air from various countries, and the costs were extremely high. Besides, with the Michelin chef's craftsmanship, each main course cost as much as 10,000. And the total cost of all the dishes on the menu was at least hundreds of thousands. It might even add up to millions. Phew! At this moment, everyone involuntarily sucked in a breath of cold air. Bai Yi looked as though she was struck by lightning. Her pretty face turned as white as a sheet. Originally, she had planned to pay for the vain action of Lin Fan. She even considered asking someone to send money over. But never in her wildest dream did she expect that Lin Fan would order an entire menu of food. This. Mists clouded Bai Yi's beautiful eyes, while her heart felt like it was being gutted by a knife. She was not distressed about the money but was extremely disappointed in Lin Fan. She did not expect that Lin Fan would do such a stupid thing just to put up a front. He was completely hopeless. Lin Fan, did Bai Yi give you a lot of pocket money? When Qian asked curiously at this moment. From her knowledge, she knew that even Bai Yi was usually extremely frugal. For a meal that cost millions, it was simply unimaginable for her to pay. However, Lin Fan smiled faintly as he shook his head. Huh! Everyone became even more curious. Lin Guangyao could not help but ask. Then what money will you be paying this with? Everyone's gaze focused on Lin Fan in unison, revealing deep doubts and confusion. Even Bai Yi could not help but look at Lin Fan. Under everybody's gaze, Lin Fan took out a black-colored card from his pocket and placed it on the table. Then, he turned to speak to Bai Yi while smiling. Bai Yi, you may pay for the bill with this card later. From now on, this belongs to you. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Everyone's eyes were all focused on the card. They saw immediately that it was a black card with no number on it, but just a grayish skull with text. Silence. The entire private lounge fell into a strange silence after everyone saw the card. Immediately afterward, boom, loud laughter filled up the room. Ha ha ha. Lin Fan, is there something wrong with your brain? This is not even a bank card. How are you going to pay with it? Yeah. What is this? A card for gaming. There is even a skull pattern on it. You can't even get your pretending straight. Ha ha. I think I just laughed myself to death. TSK. So he turned out to be a boastful idiot. What a letdown. In an instant, everyone's gaze on Lin Fan revealed a strong sense of contempt and disgust. They were sure that this was definitely not a bank card of any bank. He wants to pay with this card. Is this a joke? Loud laughter echoed continuously throughout the room. As for Bai's pretty face, it had changed from pale to blood red, as if she was slapped on the face over and over again. Her tears fell down in resignation. At this moment, everyone, including her, had decided that Lin Fan was putting up a front, and he had even done it foolishly. Creak. Just when everyone wanted to continue to laugh at Lin Fan, the door of the private lounge was opened. Everyone was surprised to see that the general manager of the Golden Age Clubhouse walked in with a group of waiters. In the hands of each waiter was a tray, and on top of it was an assortment of beverages. This scene caused a great shock to everyone that was in the private lounge. The one leading in front was none other than the general manager of Golden Age Clubhouse. Ordinarily, only a big shot of the level of Xu Tianlong was eligible to be on an equal footing with him. Manager Wang. What are you guys? When Qian became muddle-headed at that instant and asked in horror. Upon hearing this, the general manager's face instantly showed a deeply fawning expression. Before asking cautiously, "Excuse me, may I know which of you are Mr. Lin?" Mr. Lin? Everyone was stunned. Their eyes swung to Lin Guangyao and Lin Fan before finally settled on Lin Guangyao. After all, in the eyes of everyone, Lin Fan was just a worthless live-in son-in-law. There could only be Lin Guangyao that has the ability to make someone like Manager Wang acted so cautiously. "Yes, it's me." Lin Guangyao assumed an air of authority and said directly. However, just as he finished his speech, with a swoosh, Manager Wang and the waiters were all seen bowing down to him. "We are here representing the Golden Age Clubhouse to welcome Mr. Lin. On behalf of our young mistress Shui Meigui, we are hereby presenting all our treasured fine wine. We hope that Mr. Lin would kindly accept it. Also, our young mistress had asked me to leave Mr. Lin with a message." Having finished the speech, Manager Wang's gaze on Lin Guangyao revealed strong enthusiasm and excitement. He then bowed all the way towards the ground. "Thank you for your life-saving grace from 10 years ago." Welcome to download Bravo Novel app to read the most sought-after man novel full story online.